The apartment was beautiful. Warm sunlight filled every corner. Fresh flowers stood on the dining table. Family photos lined the shelves. Everything looked exactly the way Maya had imagined. She placed the last cushion on the sofa, stepped back, and smiled for just a second. Then, the smile quietly disappeared. She looked around the room. Nothing was wrong. Yet, something didn't feel right. Her phone vibrated. Promotion approved. A few seconds later, another message. Dinner this Friday? Another notification. Happy birthday. She read them all, then gently locked her phone. Not because she was unhappy. She simply felt nothing. That evening, Maya stood by the window. The city below was alive. Cars moved. People laughed. Lights slowly filled the streets. Everything kept moving, except the feeling inside her. She tried distracting herself. A movie, music, shopping, cleaning the apartment, even redecorating the living room. Each activity filled an hour, but none of them filled the silence. Weeks passed. Friends often told her, "You're lucky. You have everything." She smiled politely, because explaining what she couldn't understand herself felt impossible. Deep inside, one question kept returning. If my life is going well, why do I feel so empty? Perhaps the absence she felt wasn't missing success. Perhaps it was something else. She had stopped noticing. The next morning, everything happened exactly as usual. The alarm rang. Coffee brewed. Emails arrived. Meetings began. Lunch ended. The sun slowly crossed the sky. By evening, another day had quietly disappeared. Maya couldn't remember a single moment that truly stayed with her. It was as if someone had pressed fast forward. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. She was busy, always busy, but strangely, she couldn't remember what she had been living for. One Saturday afternoon, while cleaning a drawer, she found an old sketchbook. The cover was faded. Tiny drops of dried paint still marked the corners. She opened it. Inside were drawings from years ago. Tiny cafes, rainy streets, old bookstores, people sitting alone, watching sunsets. Each page felt alive. In the back, she found a small note, written in her own handwriting. Design places where people feel at home. She smiled, not because the words were beautiful, but because she had forgotten. She once believed them. Somewhere, between deadlines, promotions, and endless routines, she had stopped asking what made her feel alive. Instead, she only asked what needed to be finished next. This is something many people experience. Our minds become so focused on reaching the next milestone that we stop noticing the life happening between them. This is where human behavior quietly changes. Achievement becomes a habit. Presence slowly disappears. And without realizing it, we begin collecting successful days instead of meaningful moments. This is why overthinking often makes the feeling worse. When the silence comes, we immediately try to fill it. Another goal, another purchase, another distraction, because sitting quietly can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes, the emptiness isn't asking to be filled. It's asking to be understood. For the first time, Maya closed her laptop early, not to escape work, but simply to sit beside the window without doing anything at all. The room remained silent, but somehow, the silence no longer felt like an enemy. Perhaps she wasn't missing a better life. Perhaps she was missing herself. The following Sunday, Maya left her apartment without a destination, no schedule, no checklist, no notifications. She simply walked. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't trying to accomplish anything. She passed a small flower shop. An old man carefully arranged fresh flowers outside the entrance. He wasn't in a hurry. He smiled at every customer who walked by. A few streets later, a little girl laughed while chasing a yellow balloon. The balloon escaped. For just a moment, she laughed even harder. As her father caught it, Maya stopped walking. She realized she couldn't remember the last time she had paused simply to watch something beautiful. Life hadn't become empty overnight. It had become too fast. Somewhere along the way, she had stopped experiencing life and started managing it, meeting after meeting, goal after goal, weekend after weekend, always preparing for tomorrow, rarely living today. This is where emotional intelligence becomes quietly important, not because it teaches us how to control emotions, but because it teaches us to notice them before they disappear. Many of us don't lose happiness because life becomes worse. We lose it because routine slowly replaces presence. And when every day feels exactly the same, even beautiful moments can become invisible. Maya sat down on a quiet park bench. The evening sun painted everything in soft golden light. She closed her eyes. She listened to the wind, to distant laughter, to birds returning home. Nothing extraordinary had happened. Yet, for the first time in months, she felt present, not happier, not more successful, simply present. Perhaps that was what had been missing all along. A meaningful life isn't built only from achievements. It's built from moments we're fully awake enough to notice. Maybe you don't need a different life. Maybe you only need to return to the one you're already living. Thank you for spending these moments with Psychology Canvas. If today's story resonated with you, subscribe for more journeys into human behavior, emotional intelligence, and overthinking, because every mind has a story, and every story deserves understanding.